Welcome to this yin yoga session for the spine. You don't need any props for this session, though if you do have a blanket, you might find it useful in one or two of the poses. We're going to start today in a child's pose. And so if you'd like to settle, if possible, your knees together. This is where your blanket might be useful if you need any support underneath your shins or your knees. And walk your hands forwards. Let your forehead rest down onto the floor. And if it doesn't reach the floor, you can place your forearms, hands under it, or a block. And start to breathe slow, steady breaths all the way down to your low back. Try to relax your shoulders. Soften into the middle of your back and your low back. All around the hips. In and out through your nose. Just arriving on your mat. Feeling everything settle. Preparing for the stiller nature of your yin practice. It's a beautiful counter to the pace of our day-to-day lives for many of us. And we take time to slow down. And if you'd like to come up and slide forwards into Sphinx pose. Seal life onto your front and prop up on your forearms. And so if when you have your shoulders up over your forearms, your elbows, sorry, if this makes your low back feel a little bit compressed, you can move your elbows further forwards until you're comfortable. We're going to have 3 minutes in our poses today, but this one is going to be split in half because 3 minutes can get to be quite a lot. And so start to get settled here. While yin, for the most part, is a very passive practice, we're not looking at the engagements you might have in holds in a vinyasa class or any other class. You may still feel some benefit from light engagement in your glutes in Sphinx just to protect your low back. Your forehead can relax, your jaw can relax. You find a place where you can be still in your body. And let your attention settle on your breath. You can start to make your way out of this, widening your elbows, lowering yourself down, and slide your right knee off the right side of your mat. Turn your head to the right and let your head rest on your hands. Just feel what you feel here. Relax your shoulders. Notice if you're fighting the pose, if you can soften in. Just countering that back bend for a moment. And we'll come up. Stretch your right leg back out. And as promised, this is a pose of two halves, back up into your Sphinx pose. And on this iteration of Sphinx, you're welcome to remain here. Or you can widen your hands and lift up to a straighter arm position for seal pose. If this just doesn't feel good, of course, remain in Sphinx pose. So you're not pushing to your edge. You're finding extension, expansion, space, but at a place that you can hold and sustain. There's no forcing and no pushing. And you can start to lower your way down out of this. If you're in seal, firstly come down to Sphinx. Then you'll bring your hands together and widen your elbows. Lowering further down, slide your left knee off to the side. And rest your head down, looking out to the left with your eyes closed. And see what you can relax here, what you're still fighting. Soften. Invite release. And start to come up and out bit by bit. Stretch that left foot back. Bring your hands under your shoulders and help your way up. And you can take a moment kneeling if that's okay on your feet, or you can come straight to your seats if kneeling on your feet doesn't feel good. And just observing any sensations that arise here in the low back as you're coming out of that back bend. And we're going to make our way to a seated position, and this is one where you may feel it beneficial to sit up on your blanket if your hips are tighter. And so bring your feet out in front of you. And the soles of your feet together for butterfly, known in your yang practices as Baddha Konasana. So butterfly pose, soles of the feet together and starting to lean forwards. And you can rest into a very gentle round, if that feels okay. If you'd like a little support under your head and you have a yoga block close by, you could put it up on your feet and rest your head. And again, coming with that yin attitude of softening and surrender, of not needing it to be anything in particular, not striving for a particular depth or look of a pose. Just get into a depth that's interesting and sustainable. And then breathing. You're about halfway through this 3 minutes in this pose, yogis. So if you'd like to gently move a little deeper, or if you need to back out a little bit, make those adjustments now. And you start to make your way very carefully up and out of this. Coming into your rebound pose. If you're on your blanket, just slide off it. Take it off to the side and lie down flat on your back. And just feel whatever you feel here. Just open to the sensations in the legs. And the shoulders. Any way you feel anything, notice. Whether it's tingling or heat or cold. And we're going to adjust now into a lateral stretch for your spine. So you'll start to walk your feet over to the right. Just one at a time, going to the right and to the right. And then also your shoulders to the right. So you want to be far enough across to get some stretch through the left side of your body, but not so much that your left side of your bum wants to lift off the mat. If you like to extend your arms overhead, you can. With your right hand holding your left wrist. And the shoulders resting on the floor. Your breath and awareness on this left side of your body. If it feels okay on your neck, turn your head to the right. If you're still feeling the same level of intensity as when you first came in, you can hold just as you are. If you'd like a little bit more, you can put your left ankle over your right. But if that feels like too much, you can always go back. And relax into this. Notice where you're resisting mentally or physically. Try to soften. You start to come back to center. Uncross your ankle if it's over. Release the hands, feet and shoulders coming back to the middle. Take a breath. And walk your feet over to the left. And wiggle your shoulders over to the left. The arms can be by your sides, but if they're overhead, let your left hand hold around your right wrist. Make sure the right side of your bum's still on the mat. And if it feels okay with your head and neck, turn to face the left with your eyes closed. Awareness of sensation and stretch through the right side of your body. And you can put your right ankle over your left if that feels good. It just seems a little bit like too much. You can always rest your foot back on the floor. Relax your shoulders. And you can start to unwind, uncrossing your foot. Going back to center with your shoulders, your hips, your feet. And then simply hug your knees in close. Again, just notice anything you're feeling. And release your feet to the floor with your knees bent. Cross your right leg over the top of your left. And so right thigh crosses left. In this, we're taking this more like an eagle-like pose. If you would rather be in a figure four, if that's more comfortable for you, that's fine too. So once you've got your legs crossed, you'll roll onto the outside of the left hip and twist over to the left with the legs. And just adjust a little bit through your spine, through your shoulders to get comfortable. Your arms can go out wide. If having the eagle twist feels like too much, this crossing the legs, you're of course welcome to uncross them. And just finding the edge of sensation again. Relax the left hip. And coming up and out nice and easy, please, Yogi. Back up to the center. Readjusting the hips and the spine. And then crossing your left leg over your right, straight into the second side. Let the knees come over to the right. You can be in figure four or in that eagle leg. And you can uncross entirely if this just doesn't feel good. Spend a few more moments settling. Relax that right outer hip and glute. And you can start to come up and out of it, up to the center, and cross your legs. Find the middle of your mat again. And hug your knees in close. You can start to extend out for Savasana. Stretch your legs straight out. You can always place your knees over a bolster or a blanket. Make yourself comfortable. Just dropping your awareness into the back of your body, feeling supported and at ease. And you can start to move your hands and your feet, opening and closing the palms. And point and flex your feet or swish them side to side. And walk your feet in close to you. Maybe give them a little windshield wiper. Turn your head right as your knees go left. And turn your head left as your knees go right. And then all the way over to the left, rolling onto your side. And press your way up to a comfortable seat. And place your hands together in front of you. Thank yourself for taking time to slow down and for coming to your mat today. Please take a deep breath in and out. Thank you, Yogi. Namaste.